I'm going
So
to
then
bring...
when you bring me back up, grab the stand, and then put the mic back.
Okay.
Exactly. You're in
All right.
trick.
You ready?
Training here.
I know, I'm in training. At least I'm not wearing training diapers yet. Oh, you're killing me. So anyway, hi, this is Dr. Carl on Tonight Orlando, and it's my great privilege to meet a very funny Italian. Neil, no, scoot up.
That's for that. In the center a little bit.
Where do you want it?
In the center of the circle.
It's right here on the green tape.
Circle. There's a light behind you. It's a circle.
Oh. Well, you got to tell me these things, Tom. I didn't see the circle behind me. You know, you guys are used to this stuff. I'm used to drilling. Let me see your molar. You're killing me. This is Dr. Carl, your host for Tonight Orlando. And it's my great pleasure to introduce Dean Napolitano, a very funny man that grew up in Selden, Long Island. You need to come and watch him show. Dean, come on up, buddy. We're both from Selden.
I know, it's great.
It's all yours, buddy. It's great to have you here.
All right, Dr. Carl, everybody, dentist. We know you're not an optometrist with that jacket, jeez. No, it's nice. It's
Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah. Were you on heroin when you bought the jacket?
My wife was.
Oh, she did.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
Hey,
So there's a lot. Oh, you're gonna cause an accident on the way home with that jacket. It's a beauty.
in the car.
Yeah.
I might get arrested.
It's he's pushing.
You're in front of the.
It's all right. It's the jacket. It's a beauty. We're talking about growing up on Long Island, like even when we talking about trick or treating during Halloween. Remember back in the '70s when you got your year supply of candy on one day. Exactly. No fancy candy bag. You had a pillowcase in case it rained. And once you had enough candy in the pillowcase, you had a weapon for the pervert on the block. Yeah, we did. We'd do like a morning shift, an afternoon shift. You'd do a night shift. You trick or treated in packs of kids, like 40 kids. No one got kidnapped. No one was worried, right? You watched the kids trick or treat this year? I'm tired, Mom. I'm tired. Yeah, exactly. I'm tired. How the hell are you tired? You're being driven. And then the kids got he's got an inhaler, It's like this, you're going up a driveway. You got peanut allergies, you can't move.
And I'm back. Welcome to Tonight Orlando, and I have one of the best guests of the entire season. I'll tell you about him in a minute, but you gotta love the band, people. The band is great. We got Spoons on sax, Bob on the bass, Larry on the drums, who was in the studio with his brass band the other day, Jordan on guitar, and Harrison on the keys. And Tom running the show back there. So now let me tell you about our great guest. His name is Dean Napolitano, another paisan like me. Now, the interesting about how I met Dean, he did some comedy at the Morse Code Lounge in Winter Park. And he made a comment, nobody's from Selden.
Yeah.
And I make the comment, I'm from Selden. He goes, no way. We grew up in the same area of Long Island, except I'm older than him. Can't you tell? I'm older. So Dean and I had that little connection, and we're both Italian. We had the same kind of food. So Dean, welcome to the show.
Good to see you.
It's good to be seen instead of viewed. You know that.
This has happened like a few times recently with it, but when it was you saying, I'm from Selden, I thought, nah.
Yeah, I know. You looked at me like this.
I didn't believe you.
Nobody's from Selden.
I know, and it's happened in the last 2 months. I've been in shows all over Florida, and I've had it happen 3 times.
Well, you know what's interesting? Because I said that somewhere on Facebook, this lady contacted me. She goes, I was in your class at Newfield.
Come on.
I swear to God. And I go, She goes, you don't remember me? No. I was in the academic nerdy group, but I also played with the jocks.
Right.
So I ran with two different circles. I had no idea who this girl was. And she knows all about Small World. When
a lot of the New Yorkers moved to Florida, and a lot of Long Islanders move here.
Just don't bring your politics here.
No.
I don't want no politics.
No politics.
But let me tell you about Dean. He's a throwback to the great comedians with a modern twist. And I had to see him again because I loved him at Morse Code, and he had a short little stint. And then I saw you in Deltona.
That's right, at the Deltona Center.
You were phenomenal.
Thank you.
I mean, the place was sold out. You interacted with the crowd.
Yeah.
So tell us how you started in this business.
Well, I grew up on Long Island, obviously, like we talked about Selden, and always been a big comedy fan, but just was shy. I was the shyest kid.
You were shy?
Oh my God, yeah. When I first went back home, they're like, "You're a comedian?" Yeah, nobody believes it, and then they see you do the show because when you're growing up, like there's always like the guy that's the best athlete or the funniest, and then when the funny guy spot is taken, you can't jump into the funny because you have funny stuff to say.
Right.
But that spot's already taken.
So what did you do in high school?
I just kind of was quiet, or I'd say stuff quietly, but I was just shy.
Did you run with a big crowd?
Nah, I was an athlete, but just
What sport?
football.
Oh, you played football?
Yeah, football, baseball. But mostly football is what I liked.
See, I ran track and field.
Yeah.
And I was really fast. I wasn't this heavy.
Really?
I was 135 pounds. Oh, yeah, I broke the school record in the 440.
Damn.
And it lasted like a week, and then the guy broke it right after me. And they wanted me to go out to be a wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I don't want to be hit.
135 pounds.
I don't want to be hit. If someone's going to hit me, I'm going to shoot them. I don't want to be hit right time. You don't want to be hit. Look at that face. You don't want to be hit. That's who we are.
Yeah, I loved it. I played 6 years, and
Wow.
I was going to go to college and play, but injuries, hurt my knee, concussions, that's why my I had like 5 concussions.
5 concussions.
Yeah. Where the hell am I?
Where the hell are you? Who the hell are you?
Where are we?
Where are we? We're on a set by Universal Studios. We don't even know where we are.
Yeah, and then I found comedy through. I was going to be a sports therapist person, like
physical therapy.
Yeah,
that's what you're going to do.
Because UCF, University of Central Florida, was starting their program.
Yep.
And I was going to go there, and then I went on an audition.
Well, how'd you get here to Florida then?
My parents moved here.
Oh, they did.
My senior year of high school.
So you see
Deltona, which is.
Are you kidding me? You must have had a heart attack.
I didn't move. I stayed with my sister. Yeah,
I wouldn't have moved either.
Come on, man.
What kind of food is in Deltona?
Back in '87, there was nothing.
I came here in '81 and I asked people, "Where's the best Italian restaurant?" to go, "Oh, Olive Garden." I nearly had a heart attack.
You know what? That same one we came here. Olive Garden's it's a sin for Italians to go there. Yeah. Well, back then you could go down and like Claremont, it was all orange groves. You could actually smell the orange blossoms. It's so different now.
Well, I lived off University Boulevard that goes into UCF.
Yeah.
That was all orange groves where my neighborhood was. Then it all got leveled.
Yeah. Take the food out. Put in the buildings.
Put the buildings in.
We don't need
My
orange.
parents would come and visit. You know what they brought in their suitcases?
What?
Sausage, bread.
Oh, yeah. Because you couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it.
No. And I know. And they had, the Olive Garden was here, and there was just nothing else. And the pizza,
Pizza.
Yeah, it's Papa John's or whatever the hell.
No, it wasn't Papa John's back then.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut.
I said, "Where's the best pizza?" Oh, Pizza Hut. I go. My wife goes, "Where did you move us to?"
The transition is tough. I just had my teeth cleaned today, and the hygienist was from Brooklyn.
Are you serious?
Yeah, she goes, it's definitely a little different here, but it's nice. It's not as crazy, but
How long has she been here?
3 years, I think.
She has no idea what we went through.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Compared to from now till back in the 80s?
81. When
they didn't have electric down here.
Electric. The airport in 80 had no air conditioning. It was just the fans. The new airport opened in 81.
Orlando?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and I was a dentist here in Orlando, and I had to handle some issue, and I had to call this dentist up, and I told him I'm Dr. Carl Blanchard, and he goes, "Are you an Italian?"
Oh, God, I hear. When you hear them say Italian.
I go, "Excuse me," he goes, "Where you from, boy?"
You Italian? Yeah, they did that. I got that.
I says, "I'm from New York." He goes, "Oh." This just sigh.
That's most of that's gone away now. It was bad because I remember coming down and I was 20 and I'd go to like a garage party, which I never heard of.
A what?
It was like a garage, it was
a garage party.
Well, it was like it was some good old boys and they're just in their garage drinking whatever the hell they drank, Bush.
Yeah, moonshine.
Yeah, and I'm like just hanging out in a hot garage with a bunch of dudes. I'm like, this is weird. And they had big
beer bellies,
belt buckles, and the beer belly. I'm like, And we were like fish out of water. I mean, me and my brother Keith.
And this was in Deltona?
Yeah, this is in Deltona. He's the one that talks like Joe Pesci.
Oh, is he?
He's got that voice, you know?
He's got that, oh, does he?
So, of course, they're like, where are you guys from? And they said the Italian line.
Yeah.
It's so long ago. It's like 30 years ago.
I never heard that before until I moved down here.
Italian, I know.
Are you an Italian?
Yeah, how do you get Italian?
So you know what it says? It says, I'm an American. And they just look at me like they want to shoot me, you know?
Yeah.
I'm excited because I love tequila, and Mo from Legacy Liquors provided us with this great bottle of tequila to award one of our listeners and subscribers. When we reach 1,000 subscribers and you comment and like Tonight Orlando, we are going to pick at random a comment and you will receive this wonderful sipping tequila. And you know why? Because I like tequila and this stuff is excellent. So subscribe, like Tonight Orlando, and you may win this bottle of tequila. Now, tell me if this happened to you. Where we grew up, people would just show up at your house sometime. Your friends.
Yes.
Knock on the door. Hey, come on in. You know, next thing your mother's making food.
Yeah.
You're talking. Here, when the people come, they bring a 6-pack, and if they don't finish it, they take it with them. Do you notice that?
Yes.
Is that
I
bizarre?
mean, I've seen it happen. I wouldn't say all of them, but I've seen it
Back
happen.
in the 80s, it was happening.
You want to see a funny bit on that whole thing? Sebastian Maniscalco.
Oh, yeah, he's great.
The one about when company would come to the door with Entenmann's cake, you know.
Yeah, Entenmann's, yep. And Stella Doors.
Stella Doors. It's a different speed. I mean, it's more now.
Right.
It's like, it's changed.
Well, we're a melting pot.
Yeah.
Now. You've got cultures, the food food has changed.
Yeah.
But I remember we wouldn't do here. It was just me and my wife. We had no family.
Yeah.
So we show up at our friend's house. We knock on the door and I go, what do you want?
Yeah, they do.
I go, well, you're in the neighborhood. They go, you didn't call.
Yeah, you're not just supposed to
You're not supposed to just stop in.
Yeah.
I go, but wait a minute. You're from New York.
Yeah.
They go, that's not the way it's done down here. I'm like, woo!
Yeah. So they were from here?
No.
Oh.
They were from New York.
Oh, so
they got radicalized.
So
I don't know what happened to them.
They just conformed to
They
this?
did not like that we just popped in on them.
Oh, yeah.
And where we live now, we tell our neighbors, if the gate's open, come on in.
Yeah.
They go, what are you going to do? And then my son goes, Dad, you're always cooking for people. Because he didn't grow up there. That's the,
okay.
Tell the fans how we grew up with cooking.
No, that's how you, food was what you gathered around. Everything was revolved around food. You know, my mother was German-Irish, but she made all the Italian food.
My mother is from Newfoundland.
Yeah, real.
And she had to learn how to cook Italian for my father.
See, that's how my father would be, you know, he'd cook the sauce on Sundays, but, you know, it's
my grandfather taught my mother.
Yeah.
So my mother cooked everything because my father wanted Sunday dinners, 2:00.
That's what we did. We were a little later, but everyone came over.
Yep.
Like when I got married, my wife at the time, I'm divorced now, but she's like, do we have to go every Sunday? I go, what's the downside here? My mother's a great cook. You know, you don't have to make the meal. We got the kids. I'm like, this is great. Now she loves it.
Yeah.
Like, but we're divorced.
So you still invite her over?
Yeah, we're like best friends, man.
She's meatballs.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, that's pretty
She
good.
loves it. She's like, because I used to make sauce every Sunday.
You make your own sauce too, huh?
Yeah, when I was in California, I'd always make the sauce.
You were in California?
Yeah. 10 years, yeah. I did 10
Did you
years.
like it there?
I did then. I went back 2019, right before the pandemic, and man,
It's a mess.
it is a mess. I mean, I used to exercise at this park in Studio City.
Oh, I know Studio
Yeah,
City.
I love Studio City.
Yeah.
And right down from where the, what's his name, the guy, man, I can't remember. He shot his wife in the parking lot over there at the Italian restaurant. Got away with it. He played...
Was he Italian? Oh, no, Beretta.
Beretta, yeah.
Oh, Beretta. He was Italian. Oh, my God. He was
was-
shooting in California.
I know.
We did that in Brooklyn.
Dude, the restaurant...
Yep.
I lived right down the street from
Did you really?
This tiny little... My apartment was 240 square feet.
What?
It was
That's
expensive.
the size of my bathroom.
No, I'm saying it's probably the size of this
Oh,
right
my
here.
God. That was your apartment?
And I had a little thing with a cook plate, and I would have. It was like kind of in the back. It was like an add-on, and all the actors I went to acting class with, like Chris Pine, who plays Captain Kirk on Star Trek, this other guy Kenny Choi, he's on everything. They would come to my place later on because their apartments they couldn't make noise. Mine, they could smoke, they could do all that.
Really?
So you had like 15 actors and comics.
Wow.
Jammed into my little place, just drinking and smoking and.
But what a great experience.
Well, that's when the divorce happened. No, I was still married at that, but it was a great experience. But no cell phone. Like the cell phone cameras were terrible.
Yeah.
But like, the stuff that we were doing was hilarious. And these are all young guys that are,
Did you record it, or
famous
did you
now.
have a recorder?
No, because it wasn't smartphones. We didn't have iPhones.
What a regular like tape recorder? You didn't do that?
Yeah, but then you got to sit there with a VHS.
No. You plug it in the wall, hit the record,
let
and
it run.
let it
And then,
run.
wait, what
You never
creep-
know what you're going to hear.
Yeah, creepo, why are you taping us?
Well, no, I was on Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And of course, it was none of that stuff. And my friend taped it on a cassette.
Oh, just like a recorder?
Yeah.
Old school?
Old school.
Wow.
Yeah, that was in 2001 when I was on Stern.
See, but then people, if I do that, they're like, why are you recording this? What are you trying to get? You know what I mean?
Well, that sounds like the
Yeah,
mafia.
if someone records me, I'm
Yeah.
going to be skeptical.
Yeah. That's probably right.
Carl, why are you recording me?
Yeah,
right
why
now?
am I recording
Don't worry
you?
about it.
I need a little money like Epstein, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Epstein recorded everybody.
Yeah, where did that go?
We know where it went. They may be running the country
Yeah,
soon.
exactly. That's exactly right. That whole thing. That's a whole other rabbit hole. I go down these rabbit holes at night sometimes on
you?
the internet. Between aliens, all the conspiracies, the stuff in government. It's just I get lost till 3 a.m. I'll get home from a show at 12.
And you go down the rabbit holes with that stuff?
I got to stop.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carl, and this is my book, My Rise from the Wise Guys. I'm the son of a member of the Genovese crime family, and this is a story how I rose from that childhood. I became a dentist, a wildlife photographer, a contestant on Survivor Africa. You talk about overcoming obstacles, and this book will show you how I did it. And you can get it on carltalks.com, audio-visual book. And I hope you will enjoy the ride. If you don't, forget about it. I watch the cooking channel.
I like the cooking channel.
I now make my own pizzas because I watched that guy in Kitchen from Chicago. I don't even know his name, but I make these pizzas now. I found out how the Detroit deep dish pizza was invented. They took oil pans from the Depression because they couldn't sell cars.
Oh, no
So the guy took the oil pan home and says, hey, I could probably bake bread in this. But it was brand new oil pan. There's no oil.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. So this guy's
Just a
making.
little oil.
Yeah.
Little
The guy's,
W40.
maybe it was a little olive oil. Who knows?
Yeah, that's right.
So the guy's making this, and I go, Jesus. And he says, well, you can buy the pan. So I bought it. Let me tell you.
You made it?
Oh my God.
Really?
I don't make it thick. I don't.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm from New York.
Yeah, I don't like
I
that.
make it thin. Square looks like Sicilian. Willie has had it. Tom has had it. Everybody
Was it
in my
good?
family. It was great.
Yeah.
Great.
No kidding?
Great. I'll make it for you. I'll make it. It was. I was shocked. The best dough was at Fresh Market.
Yeah, okay.
You know why? They lied to me. I went to Fresh Market. I go, where's this dough from? Oh, we make it in house. Come on, we're in Florida. They're not making it with the water we have here.
Yeah.
I don't drink the water.
Yeah.
So I said, I need some dough. They go, oh, go in the freezer. It's in a freezer in a bag. It's from New York.
Is it really?
It's the biggest pizza dough maker in New York.
So they just freeze it,
They freeze it, then they take it out and put it in their own label.
and that doesn't affect it, the freezing it?
No.
Really?
No, and what's good about it, there's no preservatives. It's New York water. And then I buy the best sauce. I don't make my own pizza sauce. Mizzato sauce from Naples with the Roma tomatoes.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I use that, and I make it with the fresh mozzarella.
And you grate it?
Yep. Unbelievable.
Like on that old school.
How do you think I got this body? Round as a shake. You're like a thin Italian guy.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
You hang around me, you see the food
well,
I brought.
I know. I'm looking at that. I'm like, holy crap, there's a lot of carbs in the afternoon.
So what comedian really was like, not a mentor, but somebody that you admired? Because I know you've been with a couple of different comedians that you like.
Yeah. I've worked with a lot. I mean, in my career, Joan Rivers was real. I worked with her a bunch.
You did?
Yeah. I did like.
In California?
No, pretty much all over. Vegas. I did a week with her in Vegas. She was inspiring. She was a nice person.
She was nice?
Very
That's
nice.
great.
One of the nicest people ever. I did a show with Rickles. That was kind of a cool
Rickles is a
thing.
trip,
Yeah,
isn't he?
I got to talk to him. He goes, ask me anything you want. And we're in the green room, just him and I. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I asked him about the Rat Pack, about everything.
You did?
Yeah, because he said to me, he goes, your name's Dean and you're about my son. You named after Dean Martin? I go, yeah, my dad named me after Dean Martin.
That's pretty cool.
He goes, I figured that. A lot of Deans your age.
Yeah.
And but when I was 16, even though I was shy, I loved comedy because my dad would watch it. So my 16th birthday, I had Rodney Dangerfield's No Respect tape.
Yep.
It was a tape. I had that memorized, and then I memorized Dice Clay's
Dice
nursery
Clay,
rhymes,
yep,
and,
yep.
and then I started doing those for my brothers, and they were dying, and I fell in love with like making people laugh. I knew, but I saw Dangerfield at the Westbury Music Fair in Long Island. And
What year was that?
I was 16, so probably like 84, 85.
Okay.
And it was my 16th birthday present for my mother.
Okay.
So that was when I saw him live. I knew the thing, but then who was the guy that opened for him? He did the handkerchief thing and the football bit. Bob Nelson. Yeah, Bob Nelson.
Yeah.
And he had the funny the balloons and the thing, and he pretended to be a football player.
So when you saw Dangerfield in '87, see, I was in college in '73. And we went to see him at his club in New York.
At Dangerfield's?
Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah,
yes. And that's when Nixon was president. See, I'm older than you.
Jeez.
And
Did they have cars back then?
no, no. I came in on a rickshaw. Oh, it was great.
On a horse and buggy.
And the woman leading it was from Norway. So I get in there, and we're
small club.
Yeah, we're 18 years old. This is part of our orientation week.
Yeah.
We had a choice to go here, so I said, I'll go listen to Dangerfield. So I get in there, and before intermission, the whole place gets black. And all of a sudden, he pulls his pants down. You don't see this.
No.
He puts his cheeks up against the mic. He goes, and now President Nixon has a word here.
He farted?
The whole place erupted. Now, you can imagine, we're 18 years old. Go, this guy's insane.
Yeah.
This guy's nuts.
What year?
73.
See, so that was before his big hit.
He hadn't broken out yet.
No,
That's
it was
right.
like in 50, what was it, not 59. When he was 59 or 50, that's when he did Caddyshack.
Right.
So that's
Which was great. I love Caddyshack.
Yeah, I mean, that's what broke him out, you know, and then he had all his other ones, Easy Money, which was one of my favorites. Joe Pesci was in that.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. Hilarious movie. Still holds up. I just watched it recently.
I just watched Caddyshack.
Yeah, I mean,
I get invited to join this country club. I'm loud like you. I'm loud.
Yeah.
And this guy invites me. He's a good old boy.
Yeah.
And he goes, Carl, we want to sponsor you. I go, are you serious? I go, do I look like country club material? I says, I'm Rodney Danger. I don't even like golf.
There's no gambling at Bushwood.
I don't like golf.
Yeah.
I said,
I don't either.
You got to be quiet. So he goes, no, Carl, I think the club would like you. I go, no, they won't.
You know what it is it's very, that whole, the golf thing, it's stifling. It's just like when you go to, and I love good restaurants, but you know, you go to these restaurants where, you know, you got a $400 aged beef steak,
right.
Whatever the hell it is. What is that? Big
Wagyu beef.
Yeah, Wagyu beef. I'm like, I had Wagyu beef, you know.
It doesn't take that much. I like filet mignon. That's it.
Yeah, I don't see the big deal. But like, they have to have that arrogance about them, you know, and I want to be loose. I want to have fun. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want someone putting a napkin on my lap.
Well, I don't like to be stereotyped.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a dentist, so everybody figures I came from a professional background. But I tell them, no, my father was a longshoreman. When I met my wife to bring her to meet my family, because she came from a different type of family, she goes, what does your father do? I go, he's a longshoreman. She didn't know what that was.
No,
so we go to the house. It's a nice house. You know, it's a modest house. You know how we live. Yeah. We're coming back. She goes, can I ask you a question? She goes, if your father's a loan shark, how come he lives in this kind of house?
A loan shark?
A loan shark? She goes, that's what you told me your father was. I go, no, he's a longshoreman.
Oh, my God.
She goes, what is that? It's amazing.
Yeah,
even people down here don't know what longshoreman.
No, they don't, because that's a
dying art now. But
that's all the Northeast, you know. It's like it's like, what do they call them now? They just call them fishermen?
Well, no. What happened, it used to be run by the mob.
Right.
And then the Chinese bought it all. And then New York Waterfront Commission booted them out. Now the New York Waterfront Commission owns it.
Oh, really?
It's all I found this out because I told you 2 years ago I found out my father wasn't who I thought he was.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was part of the Genovese family. I got a sister. I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe I'm an alien. Maybe I can't. Go in the rabbit hole and see if you can find me.
You know, Google someone's name. You'll find stuff. You're like, whoa, this guy was involved. Yeah, that's...
Well, I didn't know. I'm so glad you came here today.
Yeah, man, I'm glad I did too. It was fun.
Again, we got to thank everybody for listening to Dean. I know I took up a lot of his time, but for him to come here just speaks volumes of the kind of person you are. Because I was hoping to get you here, and I think what you need to do, now this is Dr. Carl talking, you need to sit in this chair and host, and you bring people in.
Yeah, I can do that.
You can do it. I think, especially that you're releasing your thing.
Yeah.
This will give you another avenue.
I enjoy hosting.
I think you make a great host. Because you're quick.
Yeah, I had an agent in LA that wanted to rep me, and then he kind of insulted me.
It's funny how that works, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he said it was, and I don't need to give a name, but he was Universal Studios. It was at Universal Studios in LA. And I was a comedy club. I was the house MC for Bonkers there.
Oh, really?
Which was, I just was a steady gig. And, you know, I was just getting on these TV shows. And my buddy goes, you'd be a good host. I'm going to bring my hosting agent in.
Okay.
So he starts telling me. So he says, so what's your, what are your goals? I said, well, I still believe I can be the next big Italian sitcom after Romano's done.
Right.
And that's what I wrote a sitcom called
really?
The Bar Drive Boys. Yeah,
Okay.
I wrote the whole thing out, I pilot. And he goes, man, I don't see you as a sitcom guy. I think you're a host. I think you'd be a great host on like one of these talk shows, on cable.
Right.
And I go, well, I have faith that I'm going to get the shot at the sitcom. He goes, faith? What do you know about faith?
Whoa. See,
That was it.
Yeah.
I said, who the are you to
Right.
tell me about my faith? I said, I don't give a whatever you. And then my buddy who brought him in goes, whoa, dude. I go, no, blank this guy.
Yep.
And
I agree with you.
and it was that way with comedy. As now, thank God, it's coming back the other way with all the political correctness on stage. But I never cowered to it.
Yeah, good.
Whatever I think's funny, I do.
No, you were good. You were
Yeah.
really. I really enjoyed you. That's why
Thanks.
I told my wife we're going this weekend. She goes again. I go. It's about growing up in the '70s.
Yeah, it's a different show.
Yeah, it's totally. I didn't know that you don't
Totally,
have it.
totally different.
It's gonna be
There's
interesting.
2 of the bits that I do in my comedy act and the special are in
Okay.
it, but it's just a storyline.
So once again, it's been my pleasure. You have no idea.
Oh, man.
It's been a fellow Italian from
fun.
Selden, New
Good
York.
time.
I mean, who's ever heard of Selden?
Yeah.
So again, the great Dean Napolitano here with Dr. Carl and Tonight Orlando, and we'll see you again soon. But Dean, when life hands you meatballs, what do we say? Forget about it. And my meatballs are bigger than these. See,
why I got
did you make meatballs this small? This is like a marble.
I feel like I should say cough.
Yeah, cough.
These are weird.
I know. But anyway, you've been watching Tonight Orlando. I'm your host, Dr. Carl. We'll see you next time. The great Dean Napolitano. Ciao.